Hi students, this is the quick video lecture to install Swordfish, your CAT tool that you have been working for Module 5 and you will continue to work in Module 6. So most of you were able to install it, that's great, but there's also some of you that had some problems with your installation. Please, even if you install it, just make sure you watch this very quick video because I'm also going to explain the icons. So in order to install Swordfish, you will want to go to maxprograms.com and then you're going to, so then you go to maxprograms.com and then you're going to click here on the downloads. You will choose your operating system, whether you have Windows, Mac or Linux. Okay, so you're going to choose your operating system and then you're gonna here in the drop menu and then you will it's gonna recognize your operating system automatically. You should not have to look for it once you click here again and then you press the download button. Okay, so you're gonna press the download button here and then it will start downloading and the process will start. Now, here's where the tricky part comes. Depending on your operating system, you will be taken to a series of steps to complete the installation process. You might have to confirm, pay attention to this, that you want to run the installation program and may have to enter your computer password. So if you're not the administrator, you're going to have to get that password. Or if you have a loaner, I did have that situation come up. Somebody borrowed a computer from Santa Ana College, and that computer specifically had already had that program installed, so you can only install it one time and then you have a 30-day trial. So that didn't work. So make sure you have a plan B. You're going to have to accept the end user license agreement. Again, because you're going to start a 30-day trial, you want to click on the request evaluation key, which will generate a code, or a subscription key that will be sent to your email. Make sure you check your spam. I also had some students that had their code in the spam, so make sure you also review that. And then once you receive the email, you will be able to enter the subscription key in the text box that it is requiring you to enter it. So right here, okay, request evaluation key, and then you will enter it here once you get it in your email. Now this is very important because I know that in homework 3, some of you did not complete the assignment. You only inserted the English text, but then you did not get your target language. You missed one part, so you missed this step. So the very first thing is gonna ask you, okay? You will be able to select your source and target language. You can see here that there is different regional options with the language pairs, okay? So like English US, English UK, etc. This will help you localize your translation memory because you're creating a memory here, data, okay? You're creating memories and glossaries to a specific region. So here, for the purpose of this assignment, and this is Professor Strong's PowerPoint. She selected English from the United States and Spanish from Latin America and the Caribbean. So if you're doing this in Vietnamese or any other as your target language, make sure you select it here. Once it's selected, you don't have to do that again. Okay, so this is the project's toolbar, okay? You see here are the icons. So in the, you can move over each icon to see what each feature does. Please play with it. Try each icon. Do not be afraid. Click on them. Okay, so there's no harm done. You have to learn to use this program just to be on the safe side in case you are ever working in a huge translation project or with a client. That's the whole purpose of this class, is for you to familiarize you with different technologies. Depending on different companies, they might be able to use this, they might not. Again, I share with the class that in my 25 years, there's only one project that required this, and I had very little participation in it, but I do remember the large projects, they were using Swordfish. So you never know when it's going to come up, and we want you to be prepared. So in the projects toolbar right here, you can move each icon to see, or you can click on each icon to see what each one does. The first icon right here, okay, is the translate single file. This is used for the single file that you will be translating. Now the second one, which looks like a folder with a plus sign right here where my cursor is pointing. Okay, that little folder with the plus sign can be selected to translate several related documents together. Now the third icon right here, which is called Translate Project, takes you to the project you selected to translate. So this is the project, the third one right here. Okay, it's called Translate Project. Takes you to the project again that you selected to translate. And here the fourth icon with an arrow pointing down is used to export translations. This will be important once all your segments or your lines have been translated and reviewed. You can generate the translated version of your project. So this is the one that where you're going to export your translation. We're going to skip the fifth and the sixth icon for now, and go over the seventh icon, which is the small trash icon. You see this one, the fifth and sixth. We're gonna skip it for now because you're gonna use those in module 6. But this one right here, the trash, so this is the small trash icon. This enables you to permanently remove, okay, very, very careful, a project from Swordfish. So that one helps you to remove anything from Sword, which completely permanently delete it. So be very careful and mindful of that. Now the last two icons with the diagonal arrows are to import and export a project. You will use this option to import a project created by Swordfish, for example, version 4 in another computer, or for importing, let's say, a project file from Swordfish version 4 that has been processed using a different tool. But more, I don't want to complicate you, but this is what it's used. Like if you can export projects using the XLIF file to continue working a different computer that has Swordfish. So this is just more advanced features. So here in the next slide, when you translate, pay attention to this. When you translate a new file, you will need to fill out this information, okay, for every new file. The file type will most likely already be listed. However, if Swordfish has not detected the right document, select it using the file type drop menu. So here, Professor Strong inputted English and then Spanish, Latin American, the Caribbean. So and then also very important, if you have a translation memory and a glossary, you would check the corresponding boxes. You see here, if you already had a data built, then you would say, oh, you know what? I'm doing something with special education. I want to select my glossary here for IEPs. So you could upload your glossary for special education or something that is technical specific. And then here you would go in the drop down menu. Or if you already have a memory created from, let's say, you have repetitious assignments from this client and it already created a memory of the words. For example, if there's a cast member, right? Cast member, Disneyland uses the word cast member for their employees. Very unique. So you would, and they capitalize it. So obviously when you do a translation, machine translation, it's not going to capitalize it. It's going to put it in lowercase. So certain words, for example, maybe names of agencies that are your client wants you to keep as such in the source language. So then you change it when you're doing your translation, and it creates a memory. So you don't have to go back every time and put cast member with a capital C and then an M for member, or if there's a certain number of an agency, your client, because many, for example, if they want you to say Orange County instead of El Condado de Orange, then maybe you're just going to put Orange County. Okay, so it just starts creating a memory so you don't have to go back and forth. So only you would check that if you already have something already there in your CAT tool. And again, these are optional fields. Very important, you do not mess with this character set. You leave it intact, okay? So the character set sometimes is referred to as a code page. And this is a collection of characters that are associated with a sequence of natural numbers in order to facilitate the storage of text in computers and the transmission of text through telecommunication networks. So that sounded very technical. I'm just reading it from their description. However, In simple words, do not worry about it because Swordfish will automatically detect the character set for the document. You should not have to worry about choosing an option from the drop-down menu. So you leave this intact, this UTF-8, okay? And then you have the option to name your subject. You see here, subject, and also the client field. These are optional fields. So here, for example, Professor Nayeli had already selected here technology and then client A, because we recommend that for your clients. For example, I have Corner Store Communications for my client name here. I have Corner Store Communications because I want to make a database. And then I have, I started one that says Hancock College for that past client. Also that when I was playing with the CAT tool, just so that I can have different clients and start playing with this CAT tool translation program. So again, this is the client. You could put your client name here, and then once you're done, you finally will click the translate file right here. Okay, you would click the translate file and to start your translation. And then here, the fifth icon in the projects toolbar is the project statistics. So remember when I say we'll come back to this one. So this one right here is the project statistics icon, which shows you the number of segments, words, and available TM matches in a project. Okay. So remember that TM, it's at the beginning of your presentation because that's going to be in your final. So it's very important for you to know what term bases are, right? Along with the, so they provide you specialized glossary. So you could create your own term base. So please make sure that you read that. And this again, this was in the at the beginning of your present of the PowerPoint, so that you know what are some terms that are related to your CAT tools. So going back to the project here in the projects tab bar, you're going to have the statistics, which shows you the number of segments, words, and available TM matches in a project. This report is essential, remember, to estimate the cost of your translation, because this is going to give you your word count. Okay. And you, especially if you want to give a client a discount or work, like for example, when I had very large translation, I worked and I charge as a project instead of words. So it will give you word count and segment counts at files and projected levels, including the availability of translation memory matches at different ranges. Here you will find the name of the document, the new word totals, the number again of new words that are not in your TM, because this is a new translation and you not have created a TM yet. All the words will be new, right? If you're just inserting something. ICE stands for in context exact match. So when you get here, this is what, you go down the list. That's what it means. Guarantee match. This is like 100% matches, which are matches that occur in exactly the same location in a paragraph. Now, remember when I told you that your client might not want you to translate and keep something as is in the source language? Those are the non-translatable terms that your client does not want you to translate. The client will identify certain terms they might not want you to translate and then want you to keep in your source language. So very, very important. So for this one, this sixth icon right here that you see, the sixth icon in the projects toolbar is the export HTML icon. This is where an HTML page will appear with all the segments that are generated and automatically open in the default web browser. So when you send me that homework 3, this is what was showing, okay? So this is everything that you did for, well, supposed to do for week 3, but if you have problems, install it, go over and then complete your assignment. Make sure that you complete it and it shows both translations, because you're going to put translate file, because some of you just turned in homework 3 and it wasn't complete. It was only showing the source but not the target. So go back and play with it. It is a learning curve, but it is very beneficial that you know the main features. Thank you.